All right, YouTube, I promised you I'd do this. So I'm not very active on YouTube, but this is going to be a little series videos. I'm going to show you kind of a behind the scenes look of what it looks like for me to run my credit repair business. So my wife and I have a few different businesses, and we're going to get into that. Since this channel is around credit and credit repair, I'm going to educate and hopefully just share my personal testimonies, things that we've been able to do from having good credit and just being able to operate a business from home. And so I'm going to go over a lot. You know, this is going to be a long form type of video and what it looks like to operate a credit repair business and be a business owner in 2026. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Austin Charbonneau. I run a company called Limitless Credit Repair, where most of the people that we help are people who are looking to buy homes, buy vehicles, or they have negative items they're trying to get removed. And I go live on TikTok pretty much like 4 to 6 times a week. When I went from 20 followers to 20,000 followers to 100,000 followers on TikTok, now I'm at about 160,000. I was going live 7 days a week. Every single day, I would go live in the morning and I would go live in the evening time, literally for 2 years straight. So if you're looking to make it as a business owner or be successful on social media, it's going to take commitment. Literally, I would go tuck my kids into bed. I would put my wife to bed, and then I would go to my home office and I would go live for about an hour to 2 hours from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. roughly every single night. So it takes commitment. That is basically what I would do if I was you. But that's what I would do to gather enough leads to be able to help educate, equip, and help people with their credit. So now basically what I do is I go live every day still, and I am usually the one looking at the credit reports and fixing the reports and gathering all the letters together. I have a team that handles the customer service part. I have a team that reaches out and updates our clients. I also have a team that sends the letters out. So I don't have to be worrying about those particular tasks. I can basically do the tasks that matter. Now, the reason I like to dispute the letters myself, and this is going to kind of help you understand how I run my business versus how other people run their business. A lot of other people do automated letters. They have template letters that they use. I have a different approach, and it's because of our strategy. So our strategy with disputing is a lot different than what other companies do. They have automated softwares that they put in AI and it disputes their letter and they send the letters out. And it's a very hands-off approach. I like to have more of a hands-on approach because of, that was weird. I had like food in my mouth. The reason I like to have an hands-on approach is because our letters are very important. The way we dispute is important because we sue the credit bureaus. We sue the credit bureaus and we sue the debt collectors in some scenarios as well. So if our letters do not match up to what the report says, we won't be able to win the case. Over the last 3 years, we have probably won a few $100,000 back for our clients. We have won thousands of cases, and it is our job to win these cases for our clients so that the negative items are removed, and then our clients are actually entitled to compensation when we win. I'm one of the only companies I've ever seen that can do this. And so that's kind of our strategy. And when you're signing up for our services, that's what you can expect from us. So when a client gets started, we show them what's going on. We do the letters for them, and boom. I do the letters, I send it to my team, they review it, my attorneys review it, make sure everything's good, and then we send the letters off. At that point, nothing really is done for about 30 days from that client's perspective. They need to pay down their credit card debt. They need to make sure that they're not applying for new credit. And essentially, once the letters are received by the bureaus, they have 30 to 45 days to investigate what we are challenging. So from a client perspective, nothing happens on our end. They just need to keep their credit card debt down. If they need to go apply for a new credit card because they don't have one, that's important. Yes, go get one. But paying down their credit card debt is essentially what they do. So when a client gets started, that's what they do. For me, from a business owner perspective, I could just go to the gym now. I could go, go do some errands. I could go do this. A lot of times, though, I'm communicating with my team to be able to inform them on what's happening or some of the tasks that they need to do or reach out to this client, but most of the time I'm busy doing new reports because we have multiple clients that sign up every day. So it does take up a lot of my time. So as a business owner, that is what I spend most of my days doing. I also make content like this for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, social media. I make this kinds of content to be able to put out to the world. Before kind of my journey in credit repair, to give you guys an update, which is what I do every day when I go live. I started my business because my wife and I paid somebody to fix our credit, and there was no communication. We didn't know what was going on, and nothing was technically done in like 9 months. So after 9 months, nothing happened, nothing was going on. And that led me to looking at credit and credit repair myself, researching it, going on YouTube. I joined a credit repair company back then to fix credit, and that was where my journey started. I was stuck at about 20 to 30 clients, and I wanted to scale my business higher, so I hired a mentor. I hired someone to coach me about credit repair, to help me start my own business. What are the tasks that need to be done? How does my business need to be structured? What does it look like for tax time? All of these things this mentor helped me with. So with that business, with my new business that I started back in 2021, I was doing about $30,000 a year. Well, after hiring my mentor and my coach, I went from $30,000 a year to about $30,000 a month. And that was through grit. That was through perseverance, helping people, going live, doing all these things, going on social media, referring people to here and here. So there was a lot of things that were done behind the scenes to help me get to that level, okay? And from there, my wife and I have been able to fix our credit, and now we've been able to leverage our credit to start other businesses. Now my wife and I own a business called Studio 1111, where that started a few years ago. My wife handles all of those finances. She handles that entire business. And what Studio 1111 is where people can come and get massages. They can get facials. They can get all kinds of really cool treatments for their skin, acne, skincare, makeup, all that stuff, head spa, where they massage your head and all that stuff. So it wasn't until we were able to leverage our credit to be able to start that business and scale that business. Now that business does $1 million this year. It's going to do well over $1 million this year. And it was all because we fixed our credit. We were leveraging our credit. We dove in. And also recently, we were able to leverage our credit. Again, I can't tell you what we did, but we were able to purchase another franchise with a business partner. And I'll get into that later on. But some of the perks of fixing our credit, I drive one of my dream cars, C8 Corvette, that we were able to get last June. And let me just show you real quick, sitting in our garage. This is my daily driver. I love this thing. It's the color that I wanted. It's the seats that I wanted. That's our sauna too, which is pretty cool. But leveraging your credit is a very useful tool. Once you know how to do it, you pretty much have that skill set forever. And I encourage everybody to fix their credit. So again, this was just kind of like a welcome introduction type of video to give you an idea about what I do and what it looks like to operate a business from home. I have a home office. I don't need to pay $1,000 a month to a commercial property to have a business physical location if I don't want to. I like to keep my expenses very low, and obviously I'm going to share in these videos how to be able to scale businesses, and obviously, what that looks like behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. So again, I'm not a multi-billionaire yet, but I will be able to share with you that we have the freedom to do things that we want to do. And I think in the past, rich and successful used to mean like you have a big house, a big car, or a fancy car. My definition of success is having options in your life. And what that looks like is like, hey, you go to a restaurant, there's a lot of options there. Being able to buy whatever you want on that menu and not worry about the bill, that is my idea of success. So we have 3 vehicles, and if something's wrong with one vehicle, we don't have to be stressing about sharing a vehicle. Like, that's another idea of success, is having multiple vehicles. And if you need to get the oil changed or the car, fixed or the tires replaced, you're not stuck to one vehicle. And it's not living extravagant. It's not traveling to different places every week. It's just having options in your life to be able to do whatever you want to do. And so my business, my credit repair business, has been able to alleviate a lot of different painful moments as far as financial goes. And we're helping more people out today than we ever have before in our business. And this business was the first business that I was able to scale to 6 figures. Before, I've never made 6 figures before my credit repair business. My wife and I used to make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year combined. We were never able to make more than $100,000 a year, but because of our credit repair business, it's enabled us to invest in different companies and buy different purchases as far as businesses go. And it's enabled me to be able to go to and from as I please, and work out whenever I want to work out, go take my kids wherever we want to go, and things like that. So hopefully I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into business ownership and how we operate. I'm going to show you behind the scenes look on other videos and what it looks like to run my company, and calls that we make, and sales calls. Hopefully I'll keep you at bay on what it looks like to sell somebody on credit repair. But honestly, we don't look to sell. We just look to educate, and we look to help. So with that being said, hopefully everybody has a great day. God bless. Stay safe. Let's get it.